Got something.
Shh. Right. Hello everybody. Right, sorry about that. I intended to start 5 minutes early so I could share the stream, and then what happened? It stopped working, inevitably. Of course it did. What worked perfectly well yesterday would not work this evening, because why should I expect it to? Idiocy, doing the same thing twice and expecting the same result. Empiricism, who needs it? Hello. Now then, if yesterday's test run was anything to go by, the video will be shaky. There will be the occasional pause. So I apologise that the streaming will not be as smooth as I might like. I apologise too for... What else am I apologising for? Everything, really. Hello. Oh, yes, I won't be able to read your comments as you post them. As far as I can tell, they turn up for me several seconds to many minutes later than you actually post, so I apologise if I don't respond to what you're typing at me, but please do type things at me, because for other musicians who've run gigs like this online, the silence is very unnerving. It can be a little like playing to an empty room, or playing to a room full of people who have no idea what a ukulele is, or whether any of it's meant to be funny. I promise you it's meant to be. Right, shall I play some actual music at this gig? A novel idea. Before I do, I would just like to emphasise that I will be singing some songs for which I've modified the lyrics to be about the current situation. That's dealing with quarantine, self-isolation, the virus outbreak. They are light-hearted in tone, but if you're experiencing a lot of stress around the current situation, you might choose to sit this one out. There's a lot of good content elsewhere on the internet, and I will later be posting a set list so you can choose which songs are related to COVID-19 and which are not. So I don't wish to offend anyone, so please pick and choose. You can stay if you want to. If you hear the gentle strains of the ukulele and instantly feel nauseous, that's just my music taking its toll. So feel free to wander away. Right, to give people a chance to wander in even later than I myself managed to, I'm going to play one of my usual songs. This is one that I started to play when I was really into punk, and I decided that the most punk thing ever would be a ukulele cover of a punk song with bastardized lyrics, which is about, 90-odd% of the content tonight. So here we go. Right, now, now we finally got the technology working. It took us time. I am a ukulelist. I have a hardcore playlist. I know what I like, but don't know how to play it. I'm gonna ruin your favorite tune, 'cause I wanna be ukulele. No guitar for me. Ukulele in the UK. It arrived here from Hawaii. I got mine around 2010, and I should have learned to play the damn thing since then, 'cause I wanna be ukulele. Much as a white middle-class English person can be. How many ways to fuck up a song? Oh yeah, there's swearing in this set. Sorry, should have mentioned. How many ways to fuck up a song? I use the bitchest, I use the high-pitchest, I use GCEA, I use ukulele, 'cause I wanna be ukulele. And I don't practice daily. Yeah. Is this a small guitar? Is it a banjo? No. Is it annoying? Well, maybe. I thought it was a ukulele, or just another trendy way to express my eccentricity. I wanna be ukulele. I wanna be ukulele. Someday I might learn more than 3 chords, 'cause I wanna be ukulele. Drink tea, enjoy. Whew. So yes, that for my sins is what I do. Return of the Thin White Cat. Oh, goodness me. I'm only thin and white in this video because I'm surrounded by darkness, wearing darkness. And hopefully the video is blurring my face into very low definition. One can only hope. Stay hydrated. A very good tip for these troubled times. Right. La 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 la. Now then, I do need to apologise to you because I've thrown this together. Although I was meant to be performing a gig in a few days' time, I threw together a few more thematic songs over the last 3 days, during which time I've also been working. Shout out to the working from home crew, those of us who are lucky enough to be able to do so. And yeah, I'm sorry for those of you who can't. I realise it's a privileged position that I'm in, but it has nonetheless prevented me from practising my ukulele as much as I would like. I also had a fatigue crash yesterday, so had to stop practicing again. So this was all one very long excuse for staring at my screen so that I can read the lyrics that I wrote a few days ago. So I will occasionally be pausing to scroll down my screen. So this is part gig, part insight into what it looks like when I practice ukulele at home. Did I just drop a piece? Oh, I did just drop an important piece of paper. I apologise. It's going smoothly. It's going fine. It's going fine. Ukulele, entertain them. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. Yeah. Props. Who needs them? Who needs them? I should have just sat you on the chair for half an hour. Would have been far more peaceful. So, as I was saying, I was meant to be playing a gig this coming Monday with Byronic Sex and Exile, but unfortunately and very sensibly, it was cancelled. I started writing this to play at that gig, So I'm very sorry that I can't play it there. I've modified it slightly for the situation in which I find myself. The word situation is going to come up a lot at the moment. It's a euphemism for everything that's going wrong, all of this. Apologies to Sonya, Belousova and Giona Ostinelli, who wrote this original song. This song does remind me, if you get fed up or ill during my set, there's a lot of good content on Netflix at the moment. When a humble cat graced to gig along with Byronic sex style, along came this song. The great goth planned to sing of angels and devils, his army of followers, at his flounce they would revel. When the government planned to stop plague in the land, Joel sat back and he cried out, my gigs have been banned. And they came after me with contagious disease, said don't go to your gig, you'll get COVID-19. Toss a coin to a AMereKat, oh goths who have plenty, oh goths who have plenty. Whoa. Toss a coin to a AMereKat, my pockets are empty. The edge of the Shire, in circumstances dire, I am online to please you, raise your spirits higher. I'll cover some songs, get the words all wrong, but you're safe from my breath, so why not sing along? Toss a coin to a AMereKat, oh goths who have plenty, oh goths who have plenty. Oh. Coin to a AMereKat, from the poverty. Toss a coin to a AMereKat, oh goths who have plenty, oh goths who have plenty. Oh. Toss a coin to a AMereKat, oh save me from my poverty. Do you know what? It's knackering singing. Also, because I was turning around instead of looking at the camera, I have no idea whether you could read the piece of paper stuck to my back. But yes, if you can spare any coin. Actually, does that even bloody well show up? Was it even the right way around? Anyway, on this piece of paper I have written trussletrust.org/make-a-donation. Whether you can read it or not, Google the Trussell Trust. They do food banks. Food banks, they try and provide food to people in poverty across the country. And food banks are struggling right now, more than usually, due to everything being sold out everywhere. So if you can send them some money, I would be very grateful. I had originally planned to put my own PayPal details on my back during that song, but that would have been crass, particularly given that all but 2 songs in this set are ripped off other people, and I don't want to be sued by Sony, EMI, Universal, or any of the other record companies out there. I don't think they can sue me if I say it's for charity. It was up down. Oh well, yeah, that's pretty much in fitting with how this whole thing's going, isn't it? Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Tev. Yes, look in the comments. There is the Trussell Trust make a donation. Oh, God. We're getting there, aren't we? Hey, we're all in it together. Right. This next one is one that I've done lots of times. I shouldn't need to look at the lyrics for it, but you know I'm going to forget them anyway. And did I remember to tune my... Oh, no. Did I remember to tune my ukulele before we said? You know I didn't. Come on, don't betray me now. It's always C, isn't it? Happily, the string that always goes out of tune is the C string, enabling me to make the joke every single time I play that the worst things happen at C. Right, now this one is based on an 80s song, so some of you youngsters, you might not recognise it. Hopefully you will. I think the older ones might do, although it is played on a ukulele, so it's touch and go. This one's about cosmic horrors, so again, extremely suitable for right now. We look like things from Geiger. We couldn't get grosser than this. The way we crawl away, we'll fall. The things we've done, the worse we'll miss. We slip through the streets while Innsmouth sleeps, getting strange and weird and salty and fishy. I will shriek and moan and scream all night. Let's go and chant occultic cants into the sea. You and me, stranger yonder, no one knows. But you eternal light, even death may die. Lovecraft, ha 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 ha. You're so terribly, 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 terribly eerie. We know the awful things you wrote are true. We should share some arcane theories. We should swap some ancient texts. Then go quite mad as the angles turn bad. It's an awful thing, it's a monstrous dream. It's lunacy for you and me. At last the old ones rose, and we'll all get slain when volupté scorned. You warned us, Lovecraft. Forlorn, forewarned, oh Lovecraft. Let's slip like night through the misty moonlight and stumble across a crypt. We'll become obsessed by demons, be possessed. How could we know it'd go as wrong as this? Sanity is gone. You're so terribly, 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 terribly eerie. You took your cue from Edgar Allan Poe. You both knew that it's futile, that we're doomed no matter what. So let's sit and write what we've seen tonight. So when we go, the rest will know it came from the sea. For you and me, we better run and hide. As the undead rise and the stars turn skies and mankind dies. Yeah, Lovecraft, shadower of time, oh Lovecraft. For anyone who tuned in during that song, it is meant to go like that. Roughly. Hello. Oh, hello everybody. Oh, hello darlings, for tuning in on a Thursday night. Oh dear. Do you know what? Playing at home to an online audience somehow doesn't stop my stomach going squirmy in exactly the same way that it does when I go on stage. So thanks for that, physiology. You see, this is why we're all monkeys with anxiety. We haven't adapted to this technological age. I should be sitting here cool as a cucumber, and instead, oh no, the next song I chose to do has Spanish in it. We're skipping about a little bit through the eras. This one is from the 90s, era of cheese. So, the English translation of the chorus, minus the giveaway title of the song, goes like this. Give your body joy. That your body gives you joy is a good thing. Give your body joy. Hey! We've all been stuck at home for a little while. Some of us haven't been getting as much exercise as usual, even though we've been taking our government-mandated once-a-day walks, not with me, any other living person. God, this has happened really quickly, hasn't it? Once again, if you're feeling nervous about COVID-19, you're very welcome to tune out. These songs are going to be light-hearted, but I am going to keep mentioning it, unfortunately. It's on my mind a lot at the moment, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you. That was me swallowing the wrong way because I'm anxious. But does give me an opportunity to demonstrate good coughing practice. If you don't have a tissue nearby, cough into your elbow. We've all been stuck at home for a little while, so I invite you to exercise. If you would like to, either sitting at your desk or standing up and dancing around, please do get active during this song. I don't have a sense of rhythm, so if you don't either, you'll be able to dance to this absolutely perfectly. It's going to be brilliant. Now, as I said, I don't speak Spanish, so I've learned the Spanish chorus phonetically. So to any Spanish speakers out there, I apologise for throwing out random syllables and completely mangling your language. Macarena, and the boys, they say que soy bueno. They all want me, they can't have me, and they all stay far away from me. Avoid me, don't breathe near me. From your home you can dance along with me. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Don't you worry about my boyfriend. A boy, his name is Vittorino. I don't want him, couldn't stand him, and he coughed a lot, so I... Come on, what was I supposed to do? He was in quarantine, and my two housemates are so fine. In case you're anxious, no, I haven't got on with my gecko yet. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Find me online, my name is Macarena. I don't como las chicas, cuya salud es buena. Sing with me, type at me. From a safe distance, dance along with me. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena. This takes breath. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para darle alegría y cosas buenas. Dale a tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena. Once again, I ain't got flu. I swallowed some of my juice the wrong way because I was anxious, which also stopped me from singing as low as I could. And then I got low on breath, and then I couldn't remember the chorus. Oh, it's a sad, sad thing. Oh. Right, now, let's have a... My partner speaks... Yes, I know you speak Spanish, Taryn. That's why I... Oy vey. Yes, I played it partly to impress you. I'm sorry. God damn. Oh dear. It's impressing no one. Right, now I'm going to rehydrate. I suggest you do the same, especially if you were exercising during that song, especially if you're trying to keep up with my strumming vaguely to rhythm. Ooh. Oh, thank you for dancing the Macarena alley, and anyone else who did. Ay vey. Right. Now then. Oh, this next one's a little bit more kind of low key. It's one I play often at goth gigs. It's back to the 80s, I think. I'm pretty sure this is cheesy 80s rather than cheesy early 90s. This one involves quite a lot of death awareness, so again, if you're feeling upset at the minute, I'm going to make you all miserable talking about it. Apologies. This one is about a graveyard. So again, your own discretion. Listen or not. Where can you find pleasure? Linger at your leisure amongst the trees and statuary. Where can you begin to let the goth within you quiver? No, quiver existentially. This is exactly what me practicing at home looks like. Don't you feel privileged to be here? watching the shambles. Where can you go, darling, when you're feeling maudlin? Fall down weeping to your knees. Tremble at the ghosts or raise a midnight toast to all your local ancestry. In the graveyard, you can read the epitaphs in the graveyard. Post some photographs in the graveyard. You can really have a laugh in the graveyard. In the graveyard, in the graveyard. Let's go out at night in the graveyard. Let's just give you a fright in the graveyard. And the vampires have a bite in the graveyard. In the graveyard. If you like adventure, grab a torch and enter through those tall and ancient gates. Tardiness is no crime, you are always on time. Everyone in here is late. That's my favourite joke I've ever written. Laugh, damn you. If you're too afraid and you would hesitate to join us in the grave parade, you can sulk and pout and we'll go on without you. You'll be joining us someday. In the graveyard, there's a memorial stand in the graveyard. Come on, join your fellow man in the graveyard, where the jokes told deadpan. In the graveyard, in the graveyard, in the graveyard. All your friends and all your foes are in the graveyard. Everybody goes to the graveyard, so get rid of all your woes in the graveyard, in the graveyard. Be aware as you pass by, as you are now, so once was I, as I am now, so you will be, so be prepared to follow me to the graveyard. It's where every story ends, in the graveyard. You can picnic on weekends in the graveyard, to impress your goth girlfriend in the graveyard, in the graveyard. Whew. It's wearying, all this death awareness. Late 70s with Village People? Possibly. That kind of campness may have been 70s. Oh, thank you for staying with me, everybody. It's nice to not see you, but to be aware of your virtual presence. I'm personally taking quite a lot of solace in spending time with friends face-to-face online at the moment. It's nice to see friendly human faces, or indeed a deathly pale, slightly inhuman banshees. So, this next one is probably the least well-prepared part of my set. I'm going to do it anyway. Because why not? Because you're not paying, unless of course you want to pay into, you can't see this because the lighting isn't right, the Trussell Trust. Seriously. Scroll up in the chat. Tev posted a link earlier. I wasn't organised enough to have it ready to repost at you. But go to the Trussell Trust, send them a few quid if you have the odd coin to spare. If you only have a few pence, it'll do some good there. Aw, thank you, peeps. It's nice to see your faces too in tiny icon versions in the corner of my screen. Aw, thank you all for watching. Oh, bless you. Right. This song started its life and will doubtless end its life as a rather cheap play on a popular goth song. Some of the lyrics were contributed by a friend on Facebook, and unfortunately I haven't been able to use all of them because the song is over 7 minutes long, because the Sisters of Mercy have no sense of proportion. So I had to trim some of it so that my arm would not fall off in the process of playing it. Again, this isn't going to sound like the original song, which has a full choir and simply amazing and is generally brilliant. So if you don't know it, go and look up This Corrosion by the Sisters of Mercy. It's awesome. This is an extremely cheap play on it. So I apologise to all of you. Thank you for being my friends. It's been nice. Yeah, I've enjoyed knowing you. Hey, 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 now, 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 now. Hey, 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 now, 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 now. Give 'em a ring. Kids and old people might be most at risk, so give 'em a ring. No hands to hold, you might catch the disease. No visiting off panic shopping. Think, wash your hands, child, and don't go out at all. Think. Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Sing this Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Sing this Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Again, good sneezing. Give me distance, child, and don't breathe near me. Give me distance, child, and don't come here at all. Go shopping, child, don't get wrong. My Andrax is soft and long. Give me distance, child, and don't come here at all. Think. Sing this Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Sing this Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Sing this Corona to me, hey now, hey no crowds. Scroll, I got nothing to clean, I ain't cleaned before. I wash both my hands, I won't scrub no more. I need everyone to understand that this hideous cold is a blight on the land, so stay home. Swear to God, if you walk, stay well apart. Stay home, 'cause home now and wash your hands now, hey now. Sing this Corona, just wash your hands now, hey now. Sing this Corona, wash your hands now, hey now. Sing this Corona to me, hey now. If Eldritch found me, he'd use my bones to play xylophone on. Oh dear. Yeah, thank you for still being here. Oh, the one bit that I was really sad not to be able to use, but just couldn't figure out the music or the rest of the lyrics for. My friend Kira wrote the wonderful verse. On days like this, in times like these, I feel a pathogen deep inside. Tea and lunch with coughs like these. Couldn't put a kettle on if I tried. Somebody send me Kleenex. So I'm sorry for not managing to include that. Another person, Martin contributed, scrub them real good, like washing away your enemy's blood. God damn, I have some supremely talented friends, and look at me singing Sisters of Mercy songs on the ukulele. I'm not flashing, Taryn. My parents might be watching. In fact, workmates might be watching if they found me. I mean, I didn't tell any of them this was happening, so fingers crossed. None of them found me, because I'm about to play my filthiest song. It's probably not the least morally dubious, given the songs that I've already played tonight. But this is the one that I have played live for my parents. Paz was in the room. Everyone was so uncomfortable. It was brilliant. Okay, Ali is telling lies. Taryn is flashing me. Okay, Taryn, send me photos that I can look at later. In fact, if any of you want to send me photos that I can look at later, it'll have made this whole venture entirely worthwhile for me. No obligation to, obviously. Send money to the Trussell Trust. Don't get confused and send nudes to the Trussell Trust. They might appreciate them, but then again, they might not. Steph, you know my sets far too well. You can flog me, you can cane me, you can spank me with your hand, you can bind me to the bedpost, you can use a magic wand, you can blindfold me and cuff me and tie ropes around my breasts, but you know that it is biting I like best. You can bite me in the graveyard when there's nobody about, you can bite me when we're inside, you can bite me when we're out, you can bite me over telly, you can bite me in the list, I'll make love entirely, sink your teeth in me instead. I've got bite marks on my ankles, I've got bite marks on my ass, I've got bite marks from when you bit me in the underpass, I've got bite marks that make it hard to sit down on a chair. This evening I've got bite marks everywhere. Still I've never thought it clever to go out with bite marks on my face. So while the sun's peeling those who choose to bite my nose, the world would call me a disgrace. But if I dared be without a care, let you bite my cheeks down to the bone. So I say, screw the population who would bite with trepidation, set your teeth against my throat and hear me moan. So the moral of this story, though it isn't very smart, is that biting is one sure way to get into my heart. Just don't bite me on an artery and never bite me there. You don't need to know much about human anatomy to know where I'm hinting at. It's bite marks that show me that you care. Yes. Yeah, if I make it through all of this and I actually get a gravestone rather than being cremated and thrown into a river somewhere, I would like to have some of those words on my gravestone. Purely to distress passers-by. Right, this next, oh no, I said that the Sister Mercy song was the least practiced. This might actually be it. This one, another one, I keep name-checking Taryn, bless them, who has asked quite a few people to watch this. So if you're watching this and you don't actually know me and you're here because Taryn invited you, I'm very sorry, your friend Taryn has no taste. But I love you very dearly, Taryn. And I'm going to play this one because you asked me to, even though it's based on a deliciously complex piece of music by Lin Manuel Miranda. May his name ever be praised. And to him I owe many apologies. I gather that Hamilton is doing quite well, so he probably doesn't need any of your money. So if you would like to throw some money, in lieu of paying the artists who I've ripped off egregiously to play this set, please send some money to the Trussell Trust. Who need it far more than any of them do. I'm never going to be famous. I'm not going to tell you to send your money to famous artists. I ain't going to benefit me any. Oh, right. Okay, I'm not as relaxed as I would like to be, so I might not be able to sing this as low as I would like, but I'm going to try. Well, your AMereKat hasn't always been this glam. I was a drab young AFAB once. Thought I was female cause my parents said I am. Well, now I'm dubious, baby. Did your culture tell you check inside your pants? That's who you are on the inside. Well, I'm about to break you from your little trance. Your culture lied because I'm non-binary. I don't fit into your awkward little box. Break the locks, I'm out and non-binary. Can't be gendered from my head onto my socks. Don't they rock? Don't you know cisgender's fine. If you are, you're a gender. I commend you. But I know mine isn't quite what they conjectured. Here's a short lecture. Oh, when I find it. The chance is slender. You can guess someone's gender until they tell you just which pronouns they prefer. You're playing hasty with your guessing games. You cannot tell if someone's them or him or her, cause you can't tell from hair or clothes or names. So introduce yourself with pronouns from the start. Say who you are before asking, and then you get to find out who each other are. You're multitasking, that's smart. I'm non-binary, only I can tell you who I really am. It's not a sham or scam, I'm non-binary. Get my pronouns right to show you give a damn. It's not an exam, just be cool. And I will try not to moan when I'm misgendered. Won't lose my temper, but I might roll my eyes at the binary defenders who don't surrender. The next bit has key changes aplenty because Lin Manuel Miranda is a genius who didn't consider the humble ukulelist. People insisting there's only two genders, defined by their bodies, which dictate their nature. You try to be tough, say my science isn't strong enough. It's irony when the knowledge is so tiny. They claim science opposes that binary, which it doesn't. It's a spectrum, don't you know? Science shows you can be non-binary. You are free to let your gender fluid flow. Okay, no, but still, the world will be twice so shiny when you accept I'm non-binary. Yeah, as LGBT advocacy goes, that really isn't up to spec. But yes, I enjoyed writing it. I hope you enjoyed hearing it, and I hope you'll also enjoy listening to Shiny. I'm not going to say the name of the corporation that owns it. They probably own all of the songs that I sang tonight, and I can't afford to be sued by them. Oh, thank you very much, all of you who have donated to the Trussell Trust. It's absolutely adorable of you. Again, if you have any money to spare, many of us don't. I'm aware that lots of people are out of work at the moment or are on reduced pay. So yes, feel no obligation at all. But if you had come to my physical gig and spent money on drinks and, frivolities like tossing a coin to your AMereKat, I'm getting tired, can't you? Toss a coin to the Trussell Trust instead. Right. I have but one song left. You'll be very grateful to know, which is as well because at 8 o'clock tonight, quite a lot of people are doing a not spontaneous because they've planned it. What's the word I'm looking for? Simultaneous! Yes, grasp of the language. Right there. A simultaneous cheer, shout, applause for the NHS. At 8 o'clock, lots of people are going to open windows and cheer into their neighbourhoods. I will be anxiously opening my window and listening for other people cheering first because I don't want to frighten my neighbours. So I'm going to do one last song and then we're going to wrap it up for the night. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm going to read through all of your comments afterwards because I very sensibly haven't been reading them while I've been playing. I think they would be terribly off-putting because you're all a load of sexy mofos and I love you all very dearly. So I'm now going to play a song that I should know because it only has 2 chords in it. My favourite kind of song. I've played it many times before and I still can't remember. It's a song that I don't think I could be sued for if I were to record it because the 2 chords are from Common Song. Who knows? Let's try it someday. Do a recording. Shoot to fame. Never work again. This one's steampunk, so again, if you want to leave the room, I won't blame you. I was strolling down the dock one day when my uncle's excited. The attention of a man by whom I shortly was invited up to see his great big airship, while I frankly was elated, for I'd had so little action since my husband was cremated, on which subject I have naught to say and nothing I should hide, save the tea caddy which holds my stash of potent cyanide. Anyway, where was I? Yes, I'm with the captain, who's a tin-eyed enraptured, and whose sheets we'd soon be wrapped in, but our plans were sorely curtailed by one tiny hiccup. When he went to fly his airship, he just couldn't get it up. Why, oh why, won't your airship fly? How is the hydraulic system failure? Has the lubricant run dry? I'd gladly hop aboard, sir, and take you for a ride, but I can jump aboard another ship that's passing by. Well, the poor man puffed and panted, and he fiddled with a knob, and I said I'd gladly lend a hand to finish off the job. But I was sorely disappointed as the vessel barely twitched. What a girl wants of an airship is that she be tossed and pitched. So I made a little small talk as he calibrated cogs, and I bitched about the Empire and these awful London smogs, and I twisted up my bloomers in the heat of my desire, but it didn't do me any good. We still weren't getting higher. As he tended to his main brace, I was bolstering his jigger, and I must confess it saddened me to find it wasn't bigger. Why, oh why, won't your airship fly? While the storm's overheated, have the cogs gone all awry? Would let your crewmates have a slice of my pie, but now I know. Oh no! I've sung the wrong verse. This is what happens. Why? See, this whole thing is just a metaphor for the situation I'm in. Frightful. Why, oh why, won't your airship fly? Does it need a little warming up, or is it feeling shy? Get it in position, dear, and you'll be flying high. But if you simply cannot dock it, I shall say goodbye. Smoke was pouring from the engine, there was water in the air duct. Even though I'm not an expert, as it clearly it's very badly broken indeed, and my time is very precious, so I'll simply have to fly. He cried, oh, the humanity, please give me one more try. But this lady's not for turning, and I buckled up my corset, and I said, you've left it too long now, it won't work if you force it. So he frantically struggled at the lever and the dials, and I cracked a porthole open and said with a wary smile, look, I know that you're frustrated being stuck here on the land, but if you crank it up too harshly, it will come off in your hand. Why, oh why, won't your airship fly? While the storm's overheated, have the cogs gone all awry? I would could have let your crewmates have a slice of my pie, but now an even bigger zeppelin has caught my eye. Gee whiz, look at the size of that. And then, as I always do at this point in my set, I apologise for having written an entire song which is an extremely thinly veiled metaphor for erectile dysfunction, which is actually a very common and quite serious problem. And I don't wish to belittle anyone who struggles with it. So I decided that rather than rewrite the song, which has a lot of rhymes in it, a lot of time spent with the rhyming dictionary for this one, I decided to cut my losses and add some extra verses by way of apology. I hope they are sufficient. Now, the next time that I wandered for a stroll along the dock, I was minding my own business when I suffered quite a shock. As I glanced down at the water, someone's periscope emerged. It was pointing at my ankles, and I thought, the bloody nerve. But the submarine resurfaced from the bridge hove into view, and the captain stuck his head out, and I cried, "Oh, are you? You're the sorry airship captain whose dirigible won't fly." With a fancy twirl of his moustache, he answered, "Yes, 'tis I." We fell into conversation, and he invited me in, and we spent the night exploring places I had never been. See, his airship fell quite tragically, and he could not revive her. But although he couldn't fly that well, he was an expert diver. Whew. What care I if your airship flies? If your talent should lie elsewhere, I shall still be satisfied. From bow to stern, your knowledge of this vessel is sublime, and you can enter my torpedo tubes another time. And as I always do at this point in my set, I say that torpedo tubes doesn't entirely work. And I bemoan the fact that when I was researching submarine parts, I discovered that there is a real submarine part called the thrust bearing mount. I couldn't work it into the lyrics. Maybe someday. Right, and that brings me to the end. We've got a few minutes before the 8 o'clock. Shout out to NHS if you decide to do that. Again, if you've only just joined me, then you are far too late. Your timekeeper egregiously bad. But hopefully this video will remain online after I finish streaming it. And yes, if you have only just joined me and you haven't yet heard any of my call-outs for the Trussell Trust, please do send some money their way if you can afford to, if and only you can afford to. And yes, thank you everybody for your comments and for listening. I'm gonna when I hang up, I'm gonna go and pour myself a glass of something with alcohol in it from the dwindling supplies. Yeah, thank you very much for coming to my easily thrown together and rather shoddy online gig. It's really lovely to see you all. And yes, those of you I haven't seen in Skype conversation recently, I hope to soon. I miss all of you. Stay hydrated. Look, I got through a good pint of double concentrate blackcurrant squash during the time I've been doing this gig. I've had some exercised the lungs, coughed a bit because I drank some juice the wrong way because at 30 odd years old I can't human very well. And yes, thank you to those of you who danced, thank you to those of you who commented, thank you to those of you who just watched and been here. I'm going to quit this Oscar speech right now. Thank you everybody, have a good night, and I will see you around.